Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions,
Welcome, geeks, gamers, and nerds. Players, are you ready for some pool house entertainment? Because we're going to react to a Jeremy video. I did not watch it ahead of time. I was actually, let me get this off here. I was actually going to make my own take. I had a thumbnail ready, and then I'm like, oh, he already reacted to this, and it might be more interesting to get mine and his together. Because that next collab isn't coming anytime soon. Ray Fisher destroys male feminist Joss Whedon. Always takes it there, male feminist. Okay. And I'll tell you my thoughts after my initial thoughts are, I like Ray Fisher. Okay. Oh, you know what? I need to state them before we watch the video, just so you don't think I'm skewed by the pool boy. Pool boy very rarely has influence on me. But I am Geeks and Gamers Entertainment. So maybe that's a little bit of influence. But he doesn't own Geeks and Gamers. Just like there's Star Wars Theory, Star Wars Only, all those Star Wars channels. I do for Geeks. I make Geeks and Gamers better by having my channel. All right, so here's my initial thoughts. I saw Ray Fisher's comment. It's very vague. Even if Joss Whedon's an a-hole on set, unless he really, really crosses the line, I think it's bad to put this in the public sphere now. It's frustrating that actors speak out only, or people in the industry only speak out when it's trending to, not when it's hard to do. If you look at the clip I tweeted on Jason Momoa when Ray Fisher's talking to Comic-Con praising Joss Whedon, the only tell you can have is Jason Momoa. He's like, that was as much of a nod as you got from Jason Momoa. So he wasn't singing his praises. Jason Momoa has stayed the same all along. Do I think there was pressure to toe the line? Yeah. So even though I'm not a fan of his personal life, I think Joss Whedon has done some good movies. I don't know if he's crossed the line where he should be canceled altogether. But listen, his movie is not going anywhere. Why bring this out now? It's not like he's coming back to Warner Brothers unless he really, really. And then a lot have said, you bring this up to HR and stuff. That could be complicated too, because even though those options exist, once you go that route, it could damage your opportunities on other projects, especially if it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. So it's complicated. Let's see what the pool boy says. All right, let's bring him up here. I did not watch any of this video.
What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video. And today
what the hell? How do you wear
Ray Fisher
whoa.
major shade at Joss
What the hell is this
male
hat?
Feminist icon.
Cancel Jeremy. What kind of dumb hat is that? Ron John. Where is his Star Wars hat? Is he doing this just to get a secret of YouTubers? They do stuff just to get people commenting more. Like, I'm sure most of the comments consist on this video. Why are you wearing that dumb hat? Where's your Star Wars hat? It's like it's a secret. It's instant engagement for YouTube. Do something different just to get people commenting. All right, but man, does he have a bad haircut? His hair, it's really close. It's tight. That's a tight cap, Jeremy. That is a tight cap.
Himself.
It's not even Geeks and Gamers hat. What the hell?
Joss Whedon, Mr. TDS himself, Joss Whedon, Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh, TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Okay.
Really good friend and ally, Joss Whedon, getting accused of abuse on the set.
Well, here, Jeremy, stay consistent. What do you always say? Accusations. You shouldn't run with accusations. Listen, unfortunately, even if it's people you think you value their opinion in Hollywood, or you're a fan of them, you still have to take accusations. Unfortunately, this day and age, you have to listen to everyone, and unfortunately, believe no one, and go through the proper channels. What is this going to do now? Why now? And the DC in Cyborg, because the projects looking forward for Cyborg are looking positive. I don't want this to complicate things either. Although AT&T is going to be on his side. All right, let's see what else he's got to say with his stupid hat and that stupid pool house. No, that pool. All right, I'm jealous. I'm envious of that pool house. I would love a pool house like that. I'll take all the games and everything. I might find it. I might find your pool house, Jeremy. I'm taking the Nintendo stuff. I like Nintendo too. All right.
Of Justice League. Now, Ray Fisher played Cyborg in Justice
We know
League,
this.
and just to be clear, just to qualify myself, not a fan of Zack Snyder's DCEU. Anyone that
forget you.
significant amount of time knows this. I do not like these movies. I do not like the interpretation of these characters. I don't like how they were written. I don't.
You don't like much. You don't like much. You like that hat. That was a mistake. So your judgment is flawed. What a stupid pause. Jeremy, there's something wrong with you. Whoa! Someone take a screenshot of that. That is scary. That's gonna haunt my dreams. Oh my God. All right.
Anything about it, but I do like Zack Snyder as a director, and I think he's just a really cool dude, and I respect him a lot. And the people that work with him seem to respect him enormously. But Justice League was a
above
very
average
controversial situation.
Above average.
But I also do question the timing
yes,
of
I do
Ray Fisher and how he's handling this.
I do too, and I'm a Ray Fisher fan. I'm all for Ray Fisher. I'm seeing his full vision. I want him to be in the Flash movie or his own movie. I want him to have a bright future in the DCEU. It is unfortunate timing. If it's legit, we should stand by him. But that's his comments were overly vague, unfortunately. Also breaking news. This is according to IGN, so take that for what you will. Cyborg actor Ray Fisher slams Justice League director Joss Whedon for abusive on-set behavior. Former WB exec denies he and John's enabled bad behavior. So he's a former WB exec. Okay. Producer, let's just get back to the pool boy. Maybe if I need to cover that later, I will.
But it really doesn't matter because Joss Whedon is a piece of shit. Joss Whedon is a terrible person. It's been reported multiple times over and over and over again that he is a horrible person, but he continues to get a pass for some reason in Hollywood. Maybe this time he will finally be exposed for the piece of trash that he is. Now with Justice League, obviously Zack Snyder was kind of gently removed.
He wasn't gently.
It seemed like it was more an agreement. But it really wasn't. They just wanted to move on from Zack Snyder while he was dealing with a family tragedy, which was a terrible move from that perspective. But Joss Whedon comes in. I'm assuming they thought, hey, this guy did something with the Avengers. He can do something with Justice League. But this is Snyder's vision, and the most polar opposite of Zack Snyder in Hollywood to me is Joss Whedon. Now, I personally didn't hate Justice League. Matter of fact,
screw you.
So low after Batman v Superman because I thought that was just an absolute trash fire of a movie.
If you ever needed the credibility of this pool boy, he liked Justice League. Wow, Jeremy, below average. Your take was the Doctor of Doom has to diagnose the hot take. It was going above average till I saw your stupid hat. And then you're dumb. Am I saying an opinion's bad? Yes, your opinion on Justice League is bad. It was okay, but he says he liked it. Ooh, you're
everything about it. But once we get to Justice League, even though it's a disaster, it's a mess, it's all over the place, ultimately, I found enough that I was okay with because of the tone and because of Superman as a character. Even though they jacked up his face, Superman actually was hopeful, and he actually had some color to his uniform for once. And that made me at least happy, even though it wasn't a good movie.
Was it Wave Race
much better
in the
than
background?
the
I like
fire
Wave
known
Race
as Batman versus Superman.
No,
but that is
no,
neither
no,
here
no.
nor there. I'm just saying that
below
to
average.
qualify myself and my stance on this. Now with Joss Whedon, even his ex-wife has exposed him for the person that he is, this male feminist, this virtue signaler. And Joss Whedon is just another person in Hollywood. They're all like this. They're all like this. But right now, it seems like Joss Whedon, it's kind of like pounce on Joss Whedon time, kick a man while he's down. And I'm okay with that when it comes to Joss Whedon and people like Joss Whedon.
Oh.
He's needed to be exposed for a very long time. If you go back just a few days ago, Ray Fisher actually retweeted a clip
Ron John
of him.
Surf Shop. Oh, okay. Kick him while he's down. I'm okay with that if it's Joss Whedon. But you have to be consistent with your takes, Jeremy. If another person in entertainment is accused of something, you say we have to get all the facts first. I have to say that even with Ray Fisher, you have to get the facts first. And I like Ray Fisher. I don't know the extent of it. That IGN article I was reading was going to read. I pre-read it, and an ex-WB producer said he didn't want to say "booyah" like the cartoon Cyborg, and that's why he was. I don't know if that's legit either. Like I said, listen to everyone, believe no one, and it kind of falls. The truth oftentimes falls down the middle.
Praising Joss Whedon. I guess this was right around the time of Justice League being in production, or maybe it was during the announcement. I'm not quite sure of the timing on it. And he retracted all of those statements. He says, I want to retract all of this right now. You saw Jason Momoa sitting right next to him. And in that clip specifically, Momoa didn't seem like he was interested at all in giving Joss Whedon any praise. So the question is now with Ray Fisher speaking out against Joss Whedon, and here's what he had to say. Joss Whedon's on-set treatment of the cast, crew, and on Justice League was gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. He was enabled in so many ways by Jeff Johns and John Berg. Accountability over entertainment. Now, my question is will more of the stars from Justice League speak out against this? I mean, you have your Ben Afflecks, you have your Henry Cavills, your Gal Gadots, your Jason Momoas. I don't really see Affleck doing that. I don't really see Gal Gadot doing that, and I don't see Henry Cavill doing that. But I could see Jason Momoa speaking up. I absolutely could see Jason Momoa speaking up. So it'll be interesting to see if we get more people talking about this.
Yeah, if Jason Momoa speaks up, not that they're not going to listen to Ray Fisher, but he's never wavered. Look at that clip of him at Comic-Con. He didn't want to overly praise Joss Whedon. Jason Momoa is the mother, my man. He's my man. Yeah, he tells the truth. He's like, yeah, Snyder Cut exists. he's legit. Okay, so yeah, if he brings it, that's going to be bad for Joss. If Jason Momoa corroborates Ray Fisher's story.
Now the bigger issue here is this is Hollywood in a nutshell. This is what
in a nutshell.
This is me in a nutshell. In Hollywood are white males in Hollywood, white male liberals. This is them right here. And I heard Adam Carolla talk about this on the Dave Rubin show probably about 6 months ago. And he said, in Hollywood, if someone doesn't speak out about their politics, you can almost assume that they are a Republican.
Okay.
Because all we do is hear these Hollywood weirdos speaking out, yada, yada, yada. I'm this, I'm that. I'm for this person. I'm anti-Trump, yada, yada, yada. They just will not shut up about it. But then you hear people not say anything. Very prominent people in Hollywood. And that is very interesting, is it not? So you have someone like a Zack Snyder. I don't know Zack Snyder's politics, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to know Zack Snyder's politics. I don't need to know Christopher Nolan's politics. He's my favorite director. I don't care who he votes for or what he thinks. But it is an interesting theory how Adam Carolla said that. But you have people like Joss Whedon.
I kind of believe that one. Not every scenario, but I see a majority. Yeah, it's dangerous to speak out in support of Trump in Hollywood. It is. It's dangerous, but it gets you jobs if you do.
seems to be the standard in Hollywood of let me get on Twitter, let me scream to the high heavens about my politics, and let me prove
you
that
do
I'm
that
a
too, though,
piece of
Jeremy.
garbage
You do,
and a
yes.
hypocrite all day long.
You do that
so with
too,
Ray
Jeremy.
Fisher calling out Joss Whedon, could this be the beginning trend of a lot of actors calling out directors for their manipulative behavior and how unprofessional they are? Is one thing you'll never hear about Zack Snyder, and you could not like his movies, like I don't like his DCEU, but one thing you will never hear from Zack Snyder or people that work from Zack Snyder is that he's not a good director to work with, because the people that work with Zack Snyder love Zack Snyder. They appreciate him as a human being because he clearly treats people with respect.
Yeah.
That is something across the board that we have always heard good feedback on him. You see how the people that worked on Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, if you see that cast, they love Zack Snyder. They really appreciate Zack Snyder. Interesting how Zack Snyder is someone that doesn't speak out about his politics, and yet here he is someone that is respected by his cast and crew, is treating him like treating them like normal human beings. Whereas you have Joss Whedon, who is constantly barraging people on social media about his politics, and how if you don't think
now I don't know firsthand, I just know the secondhand that Joss Whedon, because I don't really pay attention to Joss Whedon's Twitter or his political act of his politics, but I just, from what I've heard, yeah, he won't stop. So he's virtue signaling. When does he really respect women when he cheats on his wife? I don't like that either, but it's not against the law. And if everything was consensual, I don't like it either, though. I don't like that either, especially when you're so virtuous about your positions. So that's not really respecting women, is it? Okay.
Like him, you're the worst person ever, yada yada yada. And then now we see that he is treating his cast and crew like garbage, very unprofessional, very abusive. It seems to be that there is some type of connection with people that think that their politics are so important they need to speak to you all day, every day about it, versus people that are just like,
get out of jail free card too.
I just want to do my job. I want to go to set. I want to work with my crew. I want to be an asset to this entire production. And that's what someone like Zack Snyder does. Whereas Joss Whedon, no, he has to scream to the high heavens about it. And then he has to reportedly go on set and treat people like trash. This is the Joss Whedon Hollywood template. This is why they don't like Zack Snyder. Like, Hollywood does not like Zack Snyder. If Zack Snyder was screaming about his politics every single day, they would embrace him. They would protect him. And they have protected Joss Whedon because Joss Whedon lines up with that entire ideology in Hollywood. It is groupthink. It absolutely is. And Zack Snyder has gotten back on his feet with the DCEU because of the fans. It's not because of Hollywood, because they don't like Zack Snyder. It's because of the fans. So even if I don't like these movies, even if I'm not looking forward to the Snyder Cut, I am really happy with this project and how it's all played out. And now with Ray Fisher calling out Joss Whedon for abuse on set, this could be the tip of the iceberg. Time will tell. Other than that, guys, go over to geeksandgamers.com.
No, I will not. No, I will not. Sorry, that's where you lost me. That's where you lost me. Probably. No, that's where I'll leave you, and I'll take the video out. So what do we think of his take? Above average take, except for his opinions on Batman v Superman, the Snyder Cut, and that stupid ass hat. Bring back the Star Wars hat. Come on. You don't see me changing masks all the time. Well, I did in the past, but not now. So his opinions above average. Although he says kick a man when he's down if he's on the left side of politics. I don't want to kick any man while they're down, or any woman while they're down, really. I think with that type of accusation, you should have more to say on it, leveling that, because I think it was picked up by Variety and Major Trades. So it's really painting Joss in a bad light. Maybe he deserves it. I don't know. I'm not defending him either. I'm just saying, if you do this, it's not like he was going to work on WB. If he really did what Ray Fisher said, okay. I don't know Do you believe everyone? That's the problem. I want to believe, and I don't want to believe at the same time. I don't want to hear people getting treated unfairly and a tyrant on set. So tell me your thoughts. And WB exec denies he and Johns they're really going after Jeff Johns now too, which I've heard stories myself, and he is connected to a certain cyber frog creator. I don't know what that means. Just bad behavior all around. Interesting. I'll see you later. Bye.